and this is a series where I make every book I read this year, a hexagon, into a blanket so I have, by the end of the year, I'll have a blanket full of reading memories. This week's book was Love in Other Words. Chrissy Lauren is one of my favorite authors. I love their books. It emotionally destroyed from one of their books. Because this book was adorable until the end. And then it emotionally destroyed me. Because I know that there was a ball. I know that you're always saying, wait for the shoe to drop, wait for the shoe to drop, and I'm just like in this lovey-dovey world where I just like am loving this love, and I wish I had this kind of love, and all of a sudden it's just, oh yeah. I'm not trying. That's what I do when I get nervous, and I laugh, and that's not a great thing. But that's what happens. So no, it's not funny. It emotionally destroyed me of what happens at the end of this book. So if you want a book that makes you believe in love again and then emotionally destroys you, this is the book for you. Overall, this book was adorable and it was so well written. And the reason why I love their books is because they're so well done with the plot, the writing, everything that I love. And the reason I like books, the reason I love books, like if you know, if you're a bookworm and you read a really good book, oh you know. It took me a minute to get, you know how, let's go, it took me a minute to like understand all the characters, and because we had to go back and forth between like the years. So I finally fell into it when they started with emails. I'm like, this is so adorable. And then ever since there, I was hooked and I understood everything. And I was like, I won an Elliot. Like, this is so sweet. I love this so much. It was like, yeah. It just made me wish that I had a friend like Elliot. Like somebody that just understands you and completely, and exactly how they were. They're only people in each other's lives when they were growing up. They're the only one that completely understood the other one, and they knew that it was different from everybody else. They had other friends, but like they were that person for them. And so yeah, it was so devastating of what happened, and I was like, and not going to spoil it but oh damn, they're a freaking bomb at the end of this book. And it's like, it's so cute. And the cover is cute. You keep hearing a love story. There's nothing, nobody ever warns you about the bomb at the end of the book. Like, hits you when you're down. Like, first this, then that, then this. It's not like a staircase kind of falling. No, it's like boom, boom, boom. On this cuteness cloud, and you have hope and believe in love and all of this wonderfulness, and then this book punches you in the gut. And yeah, I wish I had this kind of friend until it all blew up, because it's like it was so devastating because they were so close. I don't want to spoil it, but there's so many big things happening all at once in like the small window, and it just, I can't stop saying it. This book was so cute, so adorable. Again, 5 stars, but it emotionally destroyed me. It gave me all of this hope, and then basically at the very end, just pulled the rug out from under me. And I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. I know something bad is coming up because they keep talking about, like, you did me wrong, this and that, whatever else. And then, that's what I'm waiting for this whole time? Oh, yeah. But yeah, I loved it because, once again, the way that they write is just so perfect to, like, it's just the way that they write make it like seem like it actually happened. It doesn't seem like a fictional book. It seems like something like that they could be real, and this actually happened. So you believe it's like you could have been on those emails. As the reader, you want to be absorbed in the story and feel like you're part of the story, because that's just what we do. Isn't that the whole point of why we read, is to like multiple different reasons why we read, but one of them is to like forget and just have a nice story to read and forget the real world for a minute. There's a few things that I have to like say I do love that they have in this book. I love that even though Macy's mom died, she still was like, I'm still going to be your mom, and I'm still going to try to be here as much as I can for you. So I'm going to write this, like, probably, let's say, for, they never said an exact number, which is good, for your dad. So when he has problems raising you, I can be there for you, even though I can't be there for you. And, I literally not planned this, but I literally turned to the right page that I was looking for. I love that. It wasn't dog haired or anything. So it's full of her toys, full of her books. Tell her she's loved because girls need the words. When she's quiet, you do the talking. Give her $10 a week and make her save, and teach her the value of money. Until she's 16, her curfew is 10, no exceptions. And one rule that particularly loomed large for Dad. When Maisie looks tired after school and she can't even form a sentence, take her away from all the stress of life. Find a vacation getaway. It's easy and close, that lets her breathe a little. It just, I think it's so small and minuscule, but I love it so much that she did that. Or at least the author did that, but I was getting to think about, I wrote this mother that I think is real, so I'm like, I love Macy's mother, even though she couldn't be there for her daughter, because she couldn't, she was, and she was like, I'm gonna write this list and give it to your dad, and her dad used, as they said in the book, he used it like a Bible. He just lived by this list. I love the list that Macy's mom writes for her dad to help him raise her when she was 10 years old. Because sadly, Macy's mom dies, and she's still like, I'm still gonna be here for you though. So I'm gonna write this long list of like things you might need. Why I love to read when something in a book like that is perfectly written and hits me. And Macy's dad. Macy's dad, I'm like, could you have, he was tall, so he was very tall, so he's very intimidating, but he was definitely a tall little gentle giant. He was one of those kind of men that had very few words, but through the years after Macy's mom died, they created their own language, and they didn't really need that many words. Didn't always know what to do, but he never stopped trying. I love all the characters, and I think, like, yeah, our dad could have been like, no, I'm not doing this, and like friend the list away, but no, the list like his Bible, the guide to how to raise Maisie with love and intent. Heartbreaking. Because it's like, now I've read the whole book, it's both like, yes, there's 3 things I have, probably 3 words that I would come to be about this book, of like the actual tone and like of the actual story, would be like, yeah, honest, like hopeful, and heartbreaking. The thing about reading the whole book is, you know, you go for the book and you're like, oh, this is such a good book, this is how I feel about it, and then you go through they get closer and closer to the end, and things change because things happen in the book you didn't think of, and they change your perspective on the book, and then you finally finish the book, and you have your final thoughts, and it's like, yeah, I didn't see that going that way. It would be a cute little rom-com book. That's what I thought everybody said about it. It was like this great little cute book. Macy and Elliot were each other's person. They understood each other better than they understood themselves. And they reunited, and they still had that sparky. They still had that connection. It just that I definitely underlined in this book. Like, I loved this book. That perfectly encapsulates Macy's psychology of why she stayed with Sean, the guy who was perfect on paper, but they just had no chemistry, and why she pushed away Elliot. And the man that she's known since she was like 13 years old. The guy she grew up with, the guy who was her everything, that was her first step. It's like her whole world, and knew her better than anybody else. Time. Why Elliot was the only person who understood her completely and saw her when she couldn't see it herself. The quote goes like always, he was trying to take care of both of us while I was just flopping around trying to figure it all out. So once again, like, I loved this book. I give it 5 stars. I just have, let's reiterate that the shoe does not drop like as stair steps. It happens all at once. You're just like, the whole book, you're like, this is so cute. I'm on a cute cloud. I love love. I wish I had all these. I wish I was part of this story. And you're just like loving love. You have hope in your heart, and then everything just explodes into a million trillion pieces, and you're like, what just happened? Where did my cute little couple go? Why did everything change in a matter of a minute? Or 2 days? I love it. I give it 5 stars. It is a great book, but I just didn't expect it. And I'm still trying to recover from it. If you want a book which makes you believe in love and at the same time leaves you completely destroyed at the same time after it's all said and done, this is the book for you. Because I got the pretty edition that's not orange. This is I just problem with the orange cover. I just didn't want to find at the time where I was. I got the pretty cover. So of course I had to match pretty colors with my thing. So we have in the middle, we have blue and purple and pink to match the front. And then we have our bright red for our star rating, because I gave it 5 stars. We have our pink because this was a fiction, and we have our cherry red because I finished it in November. So don't forget, this project won't be done till December 31st.